Hey there everybody, Professor Cloud here with another how-to video for the game No Man's Sky. One of the things that I wanted to do with the latest save that I've been doing over on Twitch, twitch.com/TheProfessorCloud, is I really wanted to find as many different ways as possible to build out revenue. You know, make my millions as an emperor, a galactic emperor. And one of the ways that I had heard about but had never done myself was mining. There are obviously all kinds of mineral deposits on each and every planet. Every planet has a minimum of 3 different types of minerals that are available to be mined. And of course the game teaches you how to do them using your terrain manipulator right from the very get-go, but that takes a lot of manual time and effort. It also does not produce much in the way of revenue. I mean, if you do find some gold deposits, obviously you're going to make money off of that, but it's going to be slow and it's going to be tedious. Throughout the game, once you get to the expand a base secondary mission set, you will start to be given options to unlock mineral extractors, gas extractors, and so on, and those can provide automated ways of collecting deposits. However, they do not sit on top of those standard deposits that you see with your scanner. You have to use a special scanner that you also have to unlock to be able to actually find the necessary mines and then set up the necessary machinery in order to have that work correctly. In addition, you also have to then, of course, keep going back in order to collect your winnings, if you will. A friend of my channel, Silurian, was very, very good about writing up some instructions on how to set up a very, very complex, immaculate mine that can provide you with millions upon millions every single time that you go back there to collect your deposits. So one of the things I wanted to do as I was going through this existing playthrough is to try and figure out a way to set up a more minimally viable mine. Something that, you know, maybe you're still in early game, but you're getting ready to jump into mid game, that it's a really quick and easy way for you to get a couple a mil every single time you go back to that mine, depending upon what the actual mineral might happen to be. And I thought it would be good for me to set up a how-to video on exactly how I did that. What are the steps? What are the things that you're going to need in order to set up that minimal viable mine? And yeah, let me go ahead and get myself to a planet where I know that a mine is available, and then I'll show you all of the steps necessary to set up that minimally viable mine. Okay, here we are on a planet that I found during one of my many jumps as part of the main quest line. And I figured what I would do is I would find a planet that had minerals that you would be interested in. So if we take a look at the discoveries for this particular planet, here we are, rye. It has salt, gold, and copper. Now, I have not found that much of a need for salt. But gold, phenomenal, for a couple of different reasons. One, it is a primary element in the creation of solar arrays. And number 2, it sells for a ton. So the more that you can collect, the more money that you can make. So what we're going to do is see if we can find a gold mine. Now, the easiest way that I have found to search for mines is to use those fantastic navigation charts that you are going to get a ton of throughout your playthrough. Go to the local space station, turn, say 5, 10 at a time into emergency beacons or emergency broadcast charts. That way you can also potentially make money off of scrapping ships. You need to know how to do that. There's a video on my YouTube channel that'll walk you through it. And then just go to each point of interest. From each point of interest, then do the necessary scanning to find the mine. Now, you might go, well, Brian, how do I do that? Okay. First thing, you need to have a multi-tool that not only has the analysis visor that, of course, you get at the very beginning of the game and you unlock, but you also will need to unlock the survey device. The survey device will give you 3 new icons to switch to within the scanning section of the multi-tool. One of them is to search for mineral mines, one of them is to search for gas mines, and one of them is used to search for power. Now we're going to completely leave power alone. I have found it way too difficult to not just to set up, but to connect back to a base that can then be used for mineral mining, farming, what have you. So I have actually stayed away from the power. What I have been doing, though, is both gas extraction and mineral extraction. So using this survey device, I will actually be able to look for a mine. So from this observatory that I'm at right now, if I bring up my scanner, and then down at the very bottom, you'll see analysis mode. All I have to do is go to mineral survey mode. It will let you know if there is a hot spot in the proximity. It has a range of 350 units. So if it does not see one, it just means that there's not one within that 350 unit diameter. So 314 units away. You also look over on the left-hand side. You can see that there is a potential yield for whatever this deposit is of S-class. Highest class, as we all know, that's entirely possible. That means that there's a max density of potentially 100%, and that we're going to be able to spit out a ton of gold in a very short period of time. So let's go ahead and follow this, and we'll get to the point. Now, as I'm walking, running, what have you, to this particular location, one thing to be aware of is once you do get to the location, you can't just drop your mineral extractor and go on your merry way. They require bases. I don't understand why. I think that it is a bad game decision personally, but they do require a base. So you will have to set up a base module first, then you can lay down your mineral extractor and the necessary components, and we'll talk about what those components are here in a little bit. Now, this particular system is a very science-heavy system, which is potentially why we have the S-Class available to us. In addition, this is a very mineral-heavy planet. If we go back to the discoveries, Crimson Heat, no presence of sentinels, uprooted flora, fauna is between worlds, the economy is scientific and developing, and then as you can see, salt, gold, and copper. Alright, let's take another quick look. We're getting closer. At this point, I think I'm just going to walk. Usually once it gets to under 10 is when it'll do its actual full-blown analysis. Sometimes under 5. There we go. Oh, crap. I released it too soon. Okay, so it goes through a standard analysis phase, and then it fills in all the information over on the left-hand side. It's a salt deposit, S-class, 100% max density, with a density underfoot of 88%. So, what you can do to find the best percentage for your first extractor is to just walk around. And as you can see, the density underfoot is going up. So there's 95, 97, 98. There we go. We're at 99. I've never found a 100. I've never been able to get to the max density spot. So this is the best spot. So what do we need to do in order to set up this mine? Here are your minimum needs. Starting from the bottom, or actually no, starting from the top, you're going to need 2 solar panels and 1 battery. The power consumption for a mineral extractor is 50 units. A solar panel creates 50 units. So if you want your mineral extractor to run 24/7, you're going to need to have a battery to store up enough juice to run it overnight. So therefore you put up 2 solar panels. One will flow directly to the mineral extractor. The other one will feed the battery and get it charged up in time for the nighttime to kick in, and the mineral extractor will just keep right on running. You're then going to need either a mineral or gas extractor, depending on which type of mine that you are actually searching for. In this case, it's a mineral extractor. You're going to need 1 supply depot at a minimum. I'll talk about that in a second. And then 1 supply pipe. The supply pipe will run from the supply depot to the mineral extractor. The mineral extractor will store 250 of your unit, whatever that is, natively within the extractor. But that's all that you're going to get. In order to get more, you have to connect supply depots to that mineral extractor. Each mineral extractor can only support 2. Which means that if you want to try and get as much of this 100% density, then you're going to want to put them all in one location and get as much out as possible, and then connect 2 supply depots to each extractor. It also means that you're going to need the 2 solar panels and 1 battery for each extractor. So let's go through the process real quickly. I'm going to set up the minimal, and then you can set up as many as you want. So keep in mind, I'm currently at 99%. There is no reason why I can't put like a square of 4 mineral extractors, each one at a different percentage, which means how much they produce is going to be just a little bit less as you go down, obviously, but that's per hour. And I'll show you exactly what we come to. So first things first, we need to drop in a base computer. So I'm going to pop that up here. I then have to go ahead and set up my base just like you would do any normal base. Very good. All right, now we drop back down. Do another quick check. We're at 94. All right, there's 99. So right here is where I need to drop the mineral extractor. What I'm going to do to make my life up just a little bit easier is I'm going to go ahead and use my terrain manipulator, set it to flatten, not really sure why that one won't, but I'll needless to say have to move the base computer. But now we can just drop the mineral extractor right here so that we have it in the right spot. Put it as close to where I'm standing as possible. Perfect. Okay, now I need to get it power. I need to get it juice. So what I typically like to do is just put 1 floor panel somewhere close by. And this is just me being neat. You do not have to do this. You do whatever you want to do. But just make sure you get these minimal items in place. So we got our floor panel. Now, going back to the minimum needs. That floor panel was only some ferrite dust. No big deal. The mineral extractor was 5 metal plates and 100 chromatic metal. Now, I'll be honest with you. As you get to mid-game, late game, you don't want to have to carry around thousands of ferrite dust that turns into, and then you create metal plates. What I typically do is go to the local network, global trade network, pop in, grab some ferrite dust, some metal plates real quickly, pop them in my inventory, and then go and do whatever it is that I need to do. Make sure that I have enough to create the minimal mine that I want to create, and then do what I got to do. I already carry around a couple of thousand gold for my solar panels, so I never have any problem there. I already carry around about 1,500 chromatic metal, so I never have any problem there. And I also carry around some extra copper to create into chromatic metal if I need to. So make sure you have all of these necessary components before you go into your mine so that you don't have to go searching around for them once you get to the ideal spot. All right, so we're going to drop in our, speaking of gold, I actually don't have any of the gold because my ship is way away and that's where my gold happens to be sitting. So real quickly, I'm going to pause. I'm going to go run and get some gold out of my ship, and then I will be right back. Okay, So I have my ship sitting behind me. I've got some gold in hand. We are good to go now. You can also see I went ahead and created a real quick structure so that I have something to come back to every time I come to collect what I need to collect. Now, you don't have to do that. I do recommend setting up, though, a teleporter so that you can come back here on a daily basis, every few hours or what have you, in order to collect your winnings. But you want to make sure that you have a way to get back here whenever you possibly can. Whatever you set up around that is up to you. So, we go ahead back to our power. We set up our solar panels. We then set up our battery. We connect them. We connect that to our mineral extractor, and we are off and running. Now, as I mentioned, I need to have some way to get more than just what's going to be available in this mineral extractor. Right now, I'm only going to be able to collect up to 250. And if you walk up here, you can see I'm producing 587 per hour. That is a large amount. My B class, B is in brine class, mines that I have all throughout, they are producing on average of about 360 per hour. I have some that, because of the percentage drop, they may get down to 350. But it's between 350 and 365. C classes are between 260 and 275. A classes are, of course, in the 400s. S classes are in the upper 500s. You're getting about an extra 110 every time you jump class. And then you drop about 10 points for every percentage point off of the largest spot. These are just average numbers. Do not quote the exacts. So, we now need to build a supply depot. This does not matter how far away it happens to be, as long as you can run a supply pipe from it to the mineral extractor. And don't forget, a minimum of maximum of 2 supply depots per mineral extractor. That's the best that you're ever going to get. So if you want to get more than 587 per hour, you need to set up multiple mineral extractors with 2 supply depots each, 2 solar panels each, and 1 battery each. Those are going to be your mins if you want to get as much value out of each mineral extractor as is possible. It takes a while to set up. It takes quite a few components, metal plates, magnetized ferrite, condensed carbon, all those wonderful things, and gold. But once you have it, I can tell you right now, I currently have a gold mine. It's just a B-class gold mine. B-class gold mine. I have 3 mineral extractors, 2 supply depots each. I'm getting 6,700 every single time I go to pick up the gold. And that is netting me 2 million units every single time that they're full. It's absolutely worth it. It is a great revenue generator. If you can find a single S-class mine, it can absolutely set you up big time with gold, with copper, with silver, those big, hugely important minerals that you're going to need all throughout your game. So with that, I hope that this has been valuable to you. I hope this has been informational. I am absolutely loving No Man's Sky. Cannot wait for the next update, which is probably going to be 4.0. And there are other videos on my YouTube channel if you should need scrapping of ship information, how to farm nanites, and then I've got a couple more that are going to be coming. As usual, if you've been enjoying the content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Please make sure to hit the like button. It would very much help me out, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.